Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Mike Rogers of Alabama is an honorable man, upstanding, good, I would say Trump Republican. I have no problem with this man. I just want to read you a Business Insider article. Representative Mike Rogers lunged at Representative Matt Gaetz after Kevin McCarthy failed to win a 14th vote for House Speaker. McCarthy eventually won. And you had Boebert, I believe also Gaetz, voting present. And McCarthy gave up and conceded everything. It is a Speaker of the House in name only. You know, Republican in name only? Okay? This is Speaker of the House in name only. Okay? But I just want to read you this Business Insider article. The House floor descended into disorder after McCarthy and Representative Matt Gaetz had a tense exchange. Representative Mike Rogers appeared to lunge at Gaetz and was held back by Representative Richard Hudson. Richard Hudson did a very good thing in holding back Representative Rogers from lunging. This is a Business Insider article, okay? When somebody lunges at another person, and you can read other articles, Mike Rogers restrained an angry confrontation with Matt Gaetz over Speaker vote. Tensions flare on House floor as Rogers confronts Gaetz. I saw the video. You could see the video on C-SPAN. The interesting thing is, you see part of the altercation, and I don't think that's just or right. And the reason I started off with Rogers being an honorable man is because just did a quick search as to what he's about. From what I can see, he's been an honorable gentleman. I don't think that going after Matt Gaetz is a good thing. I think it's terrible. And I don't understand why, if anything, Rogers should be on Gaetz' side. So this would never happen in the Democratic Party. This is democracy right here. Not the altercation, not the physical altercation. No, that's not democracy. That's the antithesis of democracy. But the republic that we have, where there's a separation of powers, and you have Congress, you have the executive, judicial, and legislative branches. When you have a vote for Speaker of the House that doesn't entail total and unbridled allegiance and obedience to party bosses like Pelosi or Paul Ryan, when you have McCarthy who's given up everything, it's just basically Speaker of the House in name only. I don't know. Tensions flared up. I think that's wrong. I condemn that. That's terrible. But I understand it's a tense moment. And I understand also that you probably had, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't know why that happened. You can actually see the altercation. He was held back. It was interesting. There was an altercation. You could see it on C-SPAN. There was an altercation a verbal confrontation between Gaetz and McCarthy. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, look, McCarthy is going to do a good job. I am telling you this. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. But there's no choice. He has to do a good job. You can have one or, I think, less than 5 Republicans, and I talked about this, can depose and a vote of no confidence, remove him, put Trump in, Jim Jordan, Steve Scalise, Byron Donalds, anybody, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz. He could be replaced in a heartbeat, 2 seconds. So, there's nothing wrong with this. This is perfect. Now, it's good that the 20 Republicans held out. But it took 15 rounds. And, that's a good thing for the country and the Republican Party. It's terrible that Matt Gaetz was attacked by this man or that he lunged at him. That should never have happened, especially with a man who is also very honorable. I think Gaetz is extremely honorable in what he's done. Speaking truth or battling a very corrupt system, lobbyists, endless money. Okay, so the Republicans don't have the FTX issue, which was $1 billion according to Elon Musk, but Gaetz was opposing all of that, and he did a very good job. Because of Gaetz, because of those 20 Republicans, it's a speaker in name only. They have the power. They have the influence, not McCarthy. But hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's terrible what took place. ROGERS should never have gone after Gaetz. But at the same time, I think it was an example of people just, tensions heated. They want to get to work. They want to impeach Biden for possible graft and bribery schemes with Hunter. The money trail and the emails are there. So it's different because, with Trump, they don't have any evidence on Trump. They have no evidence on Trump. If they did, that he committed a crime, he would have been indicted. There's a lot of evidence. Link to Joe. A lot. 150 very problematic financial transactions investigated by the institutions, according to CBS News. But hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Every morning at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And God bless you this 2023. Have a great weekend and have a great morning. 8 a.m. in the morning and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel. Be here. Hit subscribe. You could be the 203,000 subscriber. You might be right now the person that gets me to 203,000 subs, and I thank you for that very, very, very much because I am like maybe 100 subs away. No, actually, no. I am not. I'm 70. No, let's see. My math. Okay, 72 subs. I'm 72 subs away. So hit subscribe to this channel. Go to H.A. Goodman's other channel in 1 hour, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. every day on this channel. Become a Patreon. To my new Patreons, thank you. I cannot thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot thank you enough. And become a member. My super thanks is below. And I should have a live stream this evening. I definitely will this evening. I think that a live stream is in order to discuss all of this. But ladies and gentlemen, again, you have a situation where tensions were flaring up and Matt Gaetz is a de facto Speaker of the House. And I'll do a segment on that. He's a de facto Speaker of the House. Nothing gets done without Matt Gaetz because it's not about just his vote. It's about his influence, which is profound. The man has profound influence. The Democrats tried to investigate him. I do my Trump. They tried to investigate. I can't do it. I'm working on my Trump, but they tried to investigate me. I can't do it right now. But they tried to accuse him. They accused Jim Jordan. They accused Matt Gaetz. But guess what? You know who actually did commit crimes? Hunter. And God bless you if you're watching. If you're a Democrat, have a great, fantastic, and I mean this, left, right, center, doesn't matter. God bless you all. Have a beautiful, healthy, prosperous 2023. Happy, joyful 2023. We're going to go into another recession, but have just a fantastic 2023. They went after Matt Gaetz. They went after Jim Jordan. They didn't find anything criminal that they did. Okay, Hillary, who I think will be 24 nominee, she had private servers funneling top secret intel outside the U.S. government. That's a crime, according to Comey. You can watch him on this channel. The Honorable James Comey. Very honorable. You can go ahead, and he said that she committed crimes. You can look at the graft and potential bribery schemes that the New York Post broke the story on, and there was a reason why Twitter and government agencies and Democrats censored that story, because it was true. Okay? It was true. The truth about the Democratic Party will make you vote for Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Donald Trump, Jim Jordan, James Comer, Mike Rogers in Alabama, all these people. And it's interesting because Trump is not censoring any stories. But he's the authoritarian. Does that make any sense? Matt Gaetz is the totalitarian authoritarian, but he's speaking up against McCarthy. So, I mean, just use critical thinking or any thinking at all. If you're a morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat, do Democrats react in this manner? No. Pelosi says jump, they say how high. They have absolute allegiance to the Democratic Party. And what Democrats do is lie to their voters. Oh, Medicare for all, Green New Deal. They have no intention of doing any of these things. They just don't want the Green Party to cut into their vote totals. So they have Bernie Sanders and AOC. It's a racket, along with a whole bunch of pundits who make like 50, 60 grand a month. They say, oh, you know, we're going to Medicare for all, man. And then they just funnel votes back into the Democratic Party. No matter what happens. They could cheat Bernie Sanders, blame the Kremlin for it. It doesn't matter. There's nothing that if Liz Cheney became a pro-life Democrat, you better believe every pundit on the left with 1 million to 5 million subs will vote Liz Cheney. That's the way they work. Media would say Liz Cheney's a fantastic Democrat. Look, she's the nominee. We have to rally around her. It's basically artificial intelligence robots, but the Democratic Party. Not so with Trump Republicans. We had record low poverty under Trump, and he reversed failed U.S. foreign policy, which Biden completely botched, by the way. The Doha Agreement was completely botched. But anyway, those 13 Americans should be alive today. And those 100 Afghans should be alive today. And what Biden's administration did is that they didn't want to abide by the negotiated deal. They had to. So you have imbeciles engaging in revisionist history saying, oh, well, you know, Trump left it to Biden. No, he didn't. He couldn't travel into the future. He lost. He lost to Mashed Potato Brains. And so Mashed Potato Brains was in charge of removing Americans from our longest-running military conflict. Never any counterinsurgency conflicts that I'm against. We owe the men and women of this country better than to send them to these places. But Liz Cheney and Pelosi and the morally superior among us have no problem with that. Matt Gaetz does have a problem with that. So does Trump. And Kevin McCarthy might not have had a problem with it, but he has a problem now with that type of foreign policy because you have Gaetz and others as de facto speakers. The Speaker of the House does not have the same power anymore. Anyway, tensions were at an all-time high, and it was unfortunate, very unfortunate. But anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Matt Gaetz should be protected and should prosper at all times and should lead the Republican Party because he's proven himself. And they went after him like they go after every Republican, and they couldn't find anything. Isn't it interesting they couldn't find anything? But if you actually had an investigation of Hunter that wasn't swept under endless media coverage saying, it's not a big deal, you'd find numerous crimes, and you could indict immediately. If he was a Trump Republican, he would already have been in prison. Give me your thoughts below. Joe, very likely also. Very likely, I say. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Be here at 11 a.m. Have a beautiful Saturday, everybody.